Nothing at all, Kiki. Nothing at all. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, welcome to another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy Big Zeke in the building. I'm here with my brother Kesey.
What's good, good people?
I'm also here with my brother Dre.
What up, y'all? I wasn't sure if I was coming today because of the Kesey and Isaiah show. So I am here. I am a member of the podcast, and I'm happy to be back.
As quickly as you said that, that's as quickly as that can change. It was very unnecessary. Quickly, it can change that fast.
Listen here.
You got to get in where you fit in.
Listen, it was unnecessary, but it was true. And that's because he won't let me watch the game on TV. If he would have put the Marquette game on, I would have just gave a regular heads up. Like, what's good, everybody?
I'm sorry. I don't want you to be distracted while we're recording.
I can multitask.
I thought we was here for the people, not Marquette. Are we here for the people or are we here for Marquette? I just want to know.
I can multitask.
Did you go to Marquette?
Marquette.
You went to Whitewater, right?
A proud Warhawk.
You went to Whitewater, right?
A proud Warhawk.
They didn't make the NCAA tournament.
In their division, they actually did.
They didn't make the NIT tournament either.
They're not NIT eligible. They're Division III. We do not endorse the sound of that voice. We don't know who that is. It's not a radio. It's not a.
No, who did that? That's good.
They do. MATC actually is a very good JUCO basketball team. Yeah, they're a very good JUCO basketball team. There's some good JUCOs out there too, but glad to be back at the table with my brothers.
Are you?
I'm very happy to be back at the table.
What's I gonna
especially
say?
with my $1 million brother to my right here. From head to toe.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Big money.
I don't have season tickets like Dre do. Okay? You let him tell it. Season tickets up front, close. He say, yay. He say, what's up, Yada? Yada turn around and say, hey, how you doing, Mr. Douglas? Hey, how's it going? I am a man of the people. Y'all in upper deck. I'm there with y'all, baby.
No,
I'm right there with y'all.
Clearly, you're not upper deck because
I get some tickets.
Because the lower level upper deck had you a little in your body, so we know you ain't.
So that's what we doing. This is what we doing.
You said it.
This is what we doing.
You said it.
This is what we gonna do to start the show.
Start the show, man. Start the show.
Who put me there? But we ain't gonna go there.
Took the ticket.
Hey,
you took the
we ain't
ticket.
gonna go there because you.
I'm saying don't be lying.
Hey,
I'm saying don't be lying.
You're right, Dre.
I'm just saying don't be lying.
You get some tickets from Dre.
No,
make sure you know
no,
where you sitting and where you getting it to.
No,
okay.
All I'm saying,
he gonna do is tell you what it could be, but he's not gonna tell you exactly what it is.
No, that ain't what I'm saying. All I'm saying is if you get some tickets from Dre, don't be spoiled and expect that treatment every time.
Here we go. You know what?
Spoiled.
Let me just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and move on.
Go ahead. There's no injury report here, although there are a lot of injuries.
There are a lot of injuries. I didn't put them in the report. Just real quickly, LeBron James is still injured. They're talking about sitting Dame down. I think not only is Bron, I don't think Bron coming back for the rest of the season. I think it really depends on where the Lakers stand. Word on the street is he off the boot. He been dribbling. He been playing ball. He's been working out, but he's not on the track to come anytime soon. It depends on what the Lakers look like. They just lost 2 out of the last 3.
Let me give you a couple of notables here. The Hawks have at least one player out. Boston is without Smart, Robert Williams, Horford, and 2 other players. Mm-hmm. Brooklyn is still out without Ben Simmons. What the heck?
I don't. It doesn't matter.
The Charlotte Hornets are without Ball for next year too.
I don't know about next year.
They're projecting that he may miss the entire. I'm sorry, that's the
Chicago.
Other Ball.
Yeah, that's
Thank
Chicago.
you. I'm sorry about that. The Bulls are without Caruso, at least one other player, and Ball, who is out next season. The Cavs are without Jared Allen. The Mavericks are still without Luka as of March 16th, and the Morris twin. Denver has at least one player out. Detroit has 7 players out.
That team doesn't matter.
I'm just going through to show you how injured the NBA is. The Golden State Warriors are without Iggy. He's out for the season. Gary Payton is out. Wiggins is out personal.
Pause. Stop there.
Now, we ain't TMZ.
We not TMZ.
I'll let Kesey go in on that one. You know, I don't do the TMZ stuff.
Well, let me go in there because I don't think Kesey know. So,
Oh, he know.
You know?
Oh, look at the eyes.
Kesey,
He know.
you know?
He know.
Do you know Kesey?
Probably him.
Time out. That was cool. He caught me off guard with that. Hold on a minute. It's probably him. Okay. All right, now let's.
You know what?
It's
I
not
have no
Kesey.
comment.
It's not Kesey.
Bring it
It's
back.
not Kesey.
It's
Just
not.
bring it
Kesey.
back.
It's not.
Now we're gonna pause right there. There's been a rumor going around.
That's a shot. Shots have been fired.
Oh, God. Okay. Don't you walk off set, Kesey. You standing because you didn't do nothing wrong. Okay. Don't you walk off the set.
Don't you dare
Okay.
leave the hat.
All right. Okay. Let's bring it back. Now, word on the street. It's been a week. I don't know who started this rumor. Word on the street is Andrew Wiggins. It's all for personal reasons, and those personal reasons are his best friend and his wife were having an affair, and that baby ain't his.
They know for sure one of them isn't. They said,
I don't.
and they don't know if the other one is not his yet.
His
Yeah.
wife has since debunked that whole story.
She said, no, hold on. You know what's funny about that? She said, don't believe what you hear on the internet. She didn't say, this is not true. This is not true. We're going through something else, blah, blah, blah. She said that don't believe everything you hear on the internet. So I believe some of it is true. All of it may not be true.
To a certain extent, something is true.
Some of it is a mist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the fog is clearing and it ain't pretty. So I was talking to somebody else about this and they was like, Andrew Wiggins, an NBA player having real nigga issues. I said Zach DeMundo but I also said like, hey man, you gotta watch your pockets, and everybody ain't for you.
Man,
Your friends, your women, everybody ain't for you.
be careful who you have in your circle.
It's
But
very, very true.
the
That is
Pacers
hilarious.
have at least 4 players out, including their star Halliburton, and they killed the Bucks.
They
Hey.
did kill a buck.
They killed the Bucks.
Get this though. Check this out though. Back to that though.
Uh-huh.
I can't let it go because I've been thinking about that for a couple days.
What's that? Oh, Wiggins.
Yeah, that's rude, man.
That is very rude.
Dude, you know
That's
what's
it.
If it's
That-
true,
If it's true,
if it's true,
if it's true, that's the ultimate disrespect of a best
I mean,
friend.
but that's the NBA.
That's just think of it like this.
Matt Barnes,
No, think of
No,
it like
That's
this.
different.
Derek
Hold on.
Fisher.
That's different.
Think of it like this. I'm in the league,
Uh-huh.
and one of you do that to me.
Mhm.
How long you think y'all gonna survive?
Well, first of all, the fact that we haven't been talking about Andrew Wiggins committing murder and he is now in prison is
He's Canadian.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, he Canadian.
You know,
He
ain't
has-
wanna- he don't want to go to jail in the United States.
He Canadian.
He's not a U.S. citizen here.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
He gotta be.
I thought he was
Yes.
Canadian working on like a visa. And I'm not trying to
No.
say that to sound like, oh, Canadians, whatever. But I'm pretty sure he resides in Canada when he's
But that's
not
by
here.
choice. That's not like
I don't know
'cause-
about
listen.
that because some players
you
and they're
have to
all
have citizen. Oh, well,
No,
it
you
could be a
don't.
work
You can have
visa.
work
You have a
visas.
work visa.
because some
Listen.
players literally reside in their home country when it's out of season. But that's neither here nor
listen.
there. Go ahead.
Do you think I wouldn't put the pause on one of y'all?
No, you'd be dead. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm so real.
That's just like
If I was taking down your wife and you found out, I would just take it like a man. You just be beating me up. I'd be like, I'd take.
Nope. Just pay me off, man. I'll leave.
pay
What
you off.
pay you off? We got to step outside. No, we got to step outside. Step outside, though. We got to step outside.
We
got to step outside.
We gotta have at least 3 rounds.
Well, hopefully,
Hopefully
Andrew had 3
rounds.
At least 3.
hopefully Andrew had 3
Hey,
rounds.
Hey,
Oh, he got 3 of them. Oh, I know he do.
Maybe that personal leave is because he got some black eyes, but
No,
we
that
don't
person-
know.
That person leave
Listen.
is hurt feelings,
Embarrassment.
embarrassment.
Yeah, if it's true.
But if she did do that, she is dead wrong.
Oh, she
Well,
got
and
that
here's the
wrong.
thing to Zeke's point, and again, I hate us being
Yeah.
TMZ because it's a little gossipy for me. But Zeke said himself she didn't come out and deny it.
That's the part that's getting me.
She didn't deny it. I didn't know. I thought she refuted the
No.
statement.
She didn't. She didn't say it's not true.
She just said.
She said, "Don't believe everything the internet tell you."
My question for y'all is this though. Let's just cut to the BS.
If my woman get on and make a statement and she don't say that is not true, automatically I know it's true.
Scottie Pippen wife said it wasn't true, and what's happening now? She about to have a baby by Michael Jordan Jr.
No, she's not pregnant.
I thought I read she was pregnant.
She said if they have children.
See, this is why we don't need to be TMZ.
Okay, the question is this now. We talking about basketball.
Close the door, Tom.
Now we talking about basketball.
Okay.
Now we talking about basketball.
Mm.
If this is true, at his teammate, you'd be like, all right, cool. Or are you like, come on, Andrew, you gotta shake this off. We need you.
Man, you take as much time as you need.
You take
brother.
as much time as you need. That's
What?
that, bro. We are in a situation where you are $1 million athlete in Los Angeles.
This is part of the
San Francisco.
game.
Hold up. You're in California,
Mm-hmm.
and you're already on a team where Draymond beats up his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
This fake feud with Golden State, right?
There we go.
You got the or with the Memphis, right? You
There
got
we
the
go.
Currys accused of being swingers. Who would want to be now the new talking point? Of
Are
the
we
team?
not trying to win another championship?
Well, they're not.
I need your head in the game.
They're not.
You just
They're
First of all-
not.
First of all,
They've
they're not.
lost 12 straight on the road. They can't
11.
win on the
They
road,
can't.
and if you can't win on the road, you can't win titles.
So basically what you're saying is it's cool. Take your time.
Absolutely, man. We cannot.
This part of the game. Better
We
come on.
cannot overlook that athletes probably need more mental health breaks than regular folks because of the money, because of the fame. No one's sitting on a radio show talking about us for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you what Kesey did. Kesey stepped out on his woman. Not true. Zeke did this to his whatever. Dre stole this from whatever. No one's sitting discussing us in a fact like we're discussing Wiggins and some of these other people. So the mental health of an athlete, to me, it doesn't even match sometimes. So yeah, you need to take as much time as you need because we don't know what that's doing to him. He could have been a faithful husband.
He probably was faithful.
Shoot, we don't know if that chick was his first. And to
Oh,
think,
God.
let's think
Hey,
about this.
hold on.
Hold up, let me
Before
just
you go-
finish.
Hold on, before you go any further, you might be right because she was with him in college.
She was in college?
Yeah.
Oh, this
And-
ain't her,
and
this
here's
ain't,
the
this
thing.
ain't her first rodeo.
I don't. This is not.
This ain't her first rodeo.
This is not my story. This is not my story. But could you imagine
What?
if your wives or girls said to you, "I'm sorry, Kesey, this is not your baby, but it's Dre's." Could you imagine?
That's not what happened.
Hold up. That's worse than your woman saying it's a random. It's your best friend.
I'd rather be a random.
It's your
That's right.
best friend.
That's
I'd rather be a
sometimes
random.
That's
closer than a brother.
That's facts.
Your best friend are we're closer than brothers here, right?
I'm
Mhm.
gonna put the pause on you.
That's what I'm saying.
Just so you know.
I would never because I have morals, right? I have a moral compass.
I just want
You
you to
should,
know.
first of all, moral compass. Let's relax.
Now him,
I'm like, on what she told you.
Shoot, he been plotting for 30 years anyway.
you know what I'm saying? He been plotting since day one.
From day one anyway. You know what I'm saying? Was she available?
He can't
No,
wait. He can't wait till I fall over.
Come on. On what Kesey out again? That's crazy. You know what? If I was I would not be out like
So Wiggins, take as much time as you need. But getting back to it,
hold on. Take as much time as you need.
getting back to it, man. The Clippers are without 2 players. The Lakers are without Bron, Davis, and Bamba. Yes, we're still talking about injuries. Memphis are without five players.
Four.
Four. Obviously Morant not being injured. We'll talk about him later. Miami's without at least 1. The Bucks have 4 players out with Giannis on load management. We're without Brook, Crowder, Grayson, and Dragic, and we just signed him. And he's out with a knee injury. Trash. Minnesota are without 6 players. 6, including Cat and now Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert. The Pelicans are without 3. The Knicks are without 1. The Thunder are without 2. Orlando are without 2. Philly without PJ. Phoenix without Durant and Ayton, both out. Portland without 4, including the idea that Dame might be sat down for the season. That makes it 5. Sac without 2. Spurs without 5, right? 5 players on the injury list. The Raptors without 2. They play the Bucks tonight at 7. Utah without their star players, Clarkson and Sexton, and the Wizards without 1. That's nearly 100 players sitting out right now. And this is the worst time ever, especially if your team is fighting for playing status.
That's a third of the league because there's only 300 some players.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of players, man.
And a lot of that don't matter.
But listen to this though.
But go
Mhm.
ahead.
Some players are just sitting out because they know they already gonna make the playoffs.
That's true.
So like the Bucks,
I don't know,
What-
bro. These are real injuries.
but
For the
I'm
Bucks.
saying like the Bucks. Think about it. It might be a little soreness or something in the knee, and they
That's
just
what it is.
and
I
they
mean, a lot
and they
of stuff
going
is
and they
sort of-
rolling with it because guess what? We already clinched the spot.
but you want to keep one though, bro, because we clinched the spot, but we didn't clinch one. We are still going back, and we're ahead of.
We don't have to
Boston.
have one.
I want us to have one.
I
want home court
don't
advantage.
really care if we have one like Kizzy, but I know that it is important, especially because like Boston having that home game last year was one of the factors that probably contributed to us losing. I think if we would have been, hold on a second,
We lost in Boston.
But the Bucks are good enough to win some games here and there.
we are.
I was at the Indiana game, dude. The ref was on some bull for one,
hmm
and
Giannis win G. Let's not just call it on refs.
I think
and,
Giannis.
and some players on Indiana hit some shots that normally don't even buy a
I was
bucket.
just
Can't
gonna
buy a
say,
bucket. I
But
was
what's
there.
your magic line? What's your magic line when people play the Bucks?
Somebody
Somebody else have a career game on us.
And they did. Two people had career. And you know who they was?
who?
Both of the former Bucks players.
Oh yeah,
George Hill and Jordan Nora were the stars for the Pacers that night.
No, they wasn't. It
Yes,
was
they
it was
were.
the
It
other
was
young
Nora.
dude.
It
They
was-
scored more points on the Pacers than they ever did on the Bucks.
Hmm.
And that night, George Hill had 15 points. He had 15 points in 2 years.
Hey, they got a lot of players out. They had to play a lot of minutes. They played a lot of minutes last night.
They did. They
They
did.
did.
They did.
They played a lot of minutes. Jordan and Hill played a lot of minutes.
Mhm.
I'm telling you who killed us.
Who?
TJ McConnell.
He was balling.
I like my TJ McConnell. He go hard.
He hit some shots when we were trying to make comebacks
hmm
that just drained him.
And Kesey, let's be objective. Let's not be like Zeke.
Let's not be
When
like
it comes to Luka Doncic,
Here we go.
Giannis went G.
What's going G?
Giannis had a stretch where he missed a lot of shots
Mm-hmm.
and 5 fouls. I'm surprised he didn't foul out. Right? We've learned from Milwaukee Bucks basketball that you give it to the hot man.
Is he not a superstar?
He's a superstar, but when you're down by, and here's my problem with the Bucks, and we need to fix it before the playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kesey, because you were there. I was watching a little bit. At one point, I thought the Bucks were up by almost 26.
No,
They were up by in double digits because
no,
when I watched it, they were up by double digits.
no.
Kesey.
They were up by
Come on.
10?
maybe 11, 12.
I thought it was like 10.
Whatever, double digits to lose by almost 30.
They didn't lose by almost like what 15.
No, it was not. What was the score?
139,
113.
123.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So
That's
they,
All
lost,
right,
they, lost by,
17.
they lost by 16.
16. Sorry. Not almost 30, 16. You don't do that
Oh, let me ask you this question.
against a team that's not even in the play-in tournament.
I get that. I understand that. My thing is
I'm sorry before you go, but
What?
you know what? You know why we lost that bad?
Why?
Because we didn't have our rim protector.
Oh, Lopez.
Yes. He is critical to the Bucks offense and defense, and I hope people that are critical of Brook Lopez sees that. He is a critical piece of this offense.
I think let's say Jennifer Lopez. I think Brook Lopez should win Defensive Player of the Year. So
Agreed.
I
Agreed.
I definitely know how critical he is of the Bucks and how our rotations and stuff like that. The thing about the Bucks to me is when they lose games like this, because I think they lost to Orlando this year.
Yes.
I'm not really like tripping that much just because every once in a while you're supposed to lose to a team like this that you really don't think that you don't really like keep on your radar. You come into the game like, okay, well, it is what it is, whatever, so on and so forth. We go from there. But I really wasn't concerned too much about the loss. But I get where you're coming from because it is getting close to playoff times, and these kind of losses can sometimes stick with you.
Yeah.
I think right now the Bucks are striving at a really good time, and the Boston Celtics are declining. They're losing their momentum at not such a good time.
I think too, man, and I can admit this as a Bucks fan. I think we become spoiled because we're used to winning. We're used to beating up on teams, right?
Spoiled like Green Bay Packer fans? Or
I
spoiled, like...
mean, I don't think the Green Bay Packer fans are spoiled.
What?
I think we're used to good offense. Good riddance, Aaron Rodgers. I think we're used to good offense, but I don't think we're spoiled because we haven't won enough championships to be spoiled.
Exactly.
New England fans are spoiled.
That's true.
Because you've got, 7 of the last 10? You know, Seahawks fans at one point were spoiled because they were always winning. Green Bay hasn't won in a couple years.
Y'all haven't won a championship in a couple years, but y'all are always winning y'all division. Y'all are always in Super Bowl discussion.
Always because of the quarterback.
Yeah.
Because of the quarterback. But, you know, Aaron Rodgers gave us a lot of great years. Thank you for those years. But when relationships grow sour, just move on. Just move on. But anyway, back to the Bucks. I think that we're used to winning. We're used to beating up scrubby teams and good teams.
Yeah.
And to see us lose to the Pacers with only 11 games left in this season, considering the game tonight, you need to win those games.
But we lost some games with our full roster. I mean, everything is an experiment with Bud at the moment. He's like trying different lineouts and seeing what he can go with once the playoffs start. So I can see them losing to a team like that. It's a possibility. I mean, he's experimenting, seeing what other things he can go with if somebody gets hurt. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So now the Bucks are seeing what is going to work, what ain't going to work, and what they got to do to make it work.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Chris Middleton start that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like you said, no Brook.
I'm just saying, Middleton off the bench, we were killing.
Yeah, because Middleton ain't how he used to be.
We were killing with Middleton.
I said last week we got a Middleton problem.
But just think, no Grayson,
no
Brook,
no
Did Holiday sit that one out too?
No, he played.
Okay.
Crowder didn't play.
Crowder didn't play.
To me,
why is Crowder out?
I think it's ankle.
Okay.
I think it's ankle. It's something small. It's something small. But not Crowder. What's I finna say? Giannis was. I don't think Giannis was on last night. I looked at that like Giannis wasn't on. He only had 25. That's a low game for him. To me, like when it comes like anytime Giannis get under 30, I'm like, oh, he didn't have a good game.
I'm gonna tell you what it was with the Bucks. They were giving up too many threes.
They shot
that's
terribly.
That's what I watched from the game because the young dude from the Pacers, Andrew, I forgot his name, Newbert, or something like that. He hit like 4 open threes, and they were like times where the Bucks were just like lapsed on defense. Well, we normally don't even lapse on defense like that. We had some mental lapses with the lineups that the Bucks were going with that night. So I kind of blame Bud in a sense because if you change those lineups up and don't give up them threes, the Bucks would have blew them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so tonight we played the Raptors, a hobbled Raptors. But if history shows you anything, the Raptors have always matched up well with the Bucks, and that leads me to say, like, do you believe? And I know we're away from your script, but that's okay. We got time. Do you believe any of these play-in teams can actually give the Bucks a run?
No.
Oh, because you're saying we're the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
You there, but that should be AFC.
Yeah.
I don't. Honestly, I don't. Because I would say this: the Raptors do always give the Bucks problems. I think they're over that hurdle though. So like Miami, Toronto,
Atlanta, Chicago, or the Pacers.
I'll say Atlanta, maybe. Chicago, no. Miami, no. No, I don't see any except for Atlanta. Always is to me a little scary because they're sketchy.
The crazy part about it is it can be from Brooklyn all the way through the Wizards.
That's what I'm saying.
So we can end up playing either one of them.
You don't
but
want
I don't
Brooklyn in the first round if you can avoid it.
I mean, who they got?
They're young though. They're a young core.
But we're more veteran
way
and
more
experience.
So
we'll beat them in any team. I think
we're going to the finals.
The only team we got to worry about, to be honest with you,
are the Sixers and Boston.
Is Sixers and Boston.
But
and they don't even scare me.
But what I'm saying is, though, don't you want your first round to be what do y'all say? Kosher?
Yeah, you want to coast. You want to coast to your first round. You want to coast.
But they'll coast anybody they play between the 6 and the 12 seed right now.
I don't know, bro.
They'll run through them.
Toronto's a matchup problem for us. We'll beat them, but it's a matchup problem. Brooklyn, we'll beat them. It's a matchup issue.
They don't have enough issues to beat us in the 7. I mean, they don't have enough players to beat us in the 7-game series.
Only
The
person-
Pacers
they're-
put up 100 and how many? 39
139.
without their superstar.
That won't happen
That's why I said
4 times.
I told you they hit some shots that they normally don't
Yeah.
even hit.
Look, what
The
do you
only
think?
team,
even the sun signs on the dogs behind one day.
Even
Yeah,
the sun
only-
got to shine
only
on the dog
team-
ass sometimes.
only team I'm worried about 6 through 12 is Atlanta. That's
Yeah.
probably it.
And that's only because of Big Shot Trey,
Yeah,
I'm not even worried about Trey
Me
because
either.
we got the remedy for him.
Drew Holiday.
yeah, but sometimes he don't.
Drew
it
Holiday.
don't get.
I'm sorry. Shout out to Drew Holiday. What stat did I see? They said he's the point guard with is it the most blocks
Probably.
in history of NBA point guards or something like that?
Is he?
I believe so. They just dropped that stat yesterday. That he holds the record for point guard with most blocks. I think I'll find it. But shout out to Holiday and Trey. Can't do nothing with Drew.
Mm.
He'll get some buckets, right? But Holiday is a Trey stopper.
So moving on, moving around to the shoot around. The John Morant saga has kind of come to.
I'm sorry. Here you go. It is true. Drew Holiday is the NBA's all-time leader in blocks for a point guard. We
Oh,
got to
okay.
show some love for that.
Shout out to the Drew for that,
We
man.
got to show man. That's the man.
Um,
Can't be church.
I love gritty guards like him, though, man. They're gritty and hard working, man.
That
Yeah.
dude makes it. And you know what? He works hard, but he makes it look easy. I'm not gonna lie. He
He
works hard, but he makes it.
and he can turn it up and turn it off anytime he wants to.
He
That's the best
absolutely
thing.
can.
But moving on, like the John Morant, like I was saying before, the John Morant situation has come to an end as far as the NBA coming down with a punishment. John Morant got an 8-game suspension, and he did a rehab. I think it was like a day in Florida. He recently had, and he also lost the Powerade commercial, which featured rapper NLE Chopper. Question is the punishment? Are you guys satisfied with the punishment? Was the
I
punishment
thought he
justified?
signed with Gatorade.
No, it was Powerade. They had a commercial coming out with him, and
They dismissed it.
they pushed it back. I don't want to say dismiss it, but he pushed it back. I'll say that because it might 2 years from now. I mean, a year from now, it might come back out. So, gentlemen, 8-game suspension. I'm gonna start with Kesey. Is this justified? Are you happy? You happy?
Why are you
This is what you
riding?
want?
Why do you?
No.
Why
This
do
is what you
keep- hold
wanted.
on.
This is what you wanted.
I want to know why you keep directing it to me.
Because
All I said was suspend him indefinitely until you figure out the whole gist of the whole situation. That's all I said. But here you want to make it seem like I want the brothers hang from a cross. That's
by
not
his
what I said.
toenail. By his toenails.
I wanted him to be held accountable though,
Uh-huh.
because he is a leader and a role model.
Okay. So,
Regardless of how you look at it, 8 games is fair. I mean, I don't know what else to say about
this
it.
is what you wanted.
8 games is 8 games.
All right.
He lost some money. He lost some fans.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, he was held accountable for what he did, and there was a consequence for it. So now he has an understanding like next time might not be 8 games.
That's true.
Next time might not be just losing a commercial.
Now, do you? I watched a little bit of the interview. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched a little bit.
I
He
didn't
was-
see the interview yet. I
he's-
seen clips of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay, so he was like that wasn't his gun. He don't condone violence, and he said some. He didn't say it, but he was leaning towards like mental health issues, and he said he has to learn a different way to deal with his stress. Dre,
He played defensive. He
I don't think he played
not
defensive.
He played victim.
See, that's what I'm
in
saying.
an
When you say
interview,
when
he
you
did,
say
but
play victim,
That's what you're supposed to do when you're trying to get out of trouble. I'm not saying he's wrong, but that's what you're supposed to do.
I don't think he's playing victim though.
Yeah,
But I
he
see what
was.
you're saying.
Yeah, he was.
Now, Dre, do you think this is justified the 8 games, or do you think he should have got more?
So this is what I'm going to say.
Here's what you wanted.
This is what I'm going to
Just
say.
what you wanted.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Right.
Y'all know.
Keep it 0-1.
Oh,
It's been whatever's happening in the water for it, keep it with this man. Cause shoot, he been happy the last 3 weeks, man. But keep doing what you do.
All right.
So
go
to
ahead.
answer the question, I am fine with what the NBA did for Morant.
Mhm.
Do I think he got off easy? I'm not gonna say he got off easy, but Adam Silver tossed him a lob, and I hope he takes that lob and he holds on to that lob because Gilbert Arenas got
It's
50.
a different situation.
Hold up, man. Hold up. Gilbert had 50 games.
It's a different situation.
A gun is a gun. Well,
No,
Gilbert pulled it out on someone.
Thank you.
We don't-
Thank you.
Sure, but John Morant was on a video in a strip club with a gun.
In the strip club.
It could have went off.
You're
It
right.
could have went off. So 8 games, I'm fine with it because I said if you go back to 2 weeks, I said I don't want to see this ruin his career. But what I do want is for him to fess up, which it seems like he's done, and to learn from his mistakes. Now, Morant better use this time to get him a social media team, an entourage that can help him make better decisions because the next time won't be so kind to Morant. So I think 8 games is fair. I think it's more than enough. I don't think he indirectly harmed anyone. It was just a boneheaded move, which we shouldn't be surprised by the boneheaded Memphis Grizzlies. So it shouldn't be a surprise. So shout out to John Morant. He'll be back. It sounds like this Wednesday, I think. He's eligible to start playing again on the 20th or the 22nd. I hope that 1.5 hours you did in therapy did you some good. Sarcasm. And I hope that, who's ever in your entourage will really, really let you know, Ja, that's stupid. Think before you tweet. Think before you speak. Think before whatever you do. But shout out to Adam Silver for not crucifying him the way he could have. Because you and I, everybody at this table knows it could have been much worse.
It could have been much worse. Let me just clarify that this situation and the Gilbert Arenas situation is 2 different situations. Gilbert literally brought a gun to shoot somebody. He's now he has obviously the conversation has kind of go towards him just because of this situation. So they're going to go back and see in NBA history who has had a similar situation. I think that I think this was a bonehead move, a bonehead move that, done by somebody young and immature. So I'm not surprised. The 8 games is cool, I guess. The 8 games is cool, I guess. I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but it is what it is. Oh, they lost.
You wanted more or less?
I was cool with the 2 games, to be honest with you. And I was cool with the 2 games, and then you let the team handle it. That's great. I didn't see that. But so that was my thing. But I get.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think he learned from this lesson, and NBA never to miss on this playoff money.
Right. Now let me ask you this: if you're John Morant, how do you come back now? How do you have to act?
I honestly feel like you don't
still
have to,
gritty.
Yeah.
Do you still be the
Yep.
trash talking
Yep.
nuisance
Yep.
that has become of Morant?
Yep.
You do.
Yep.
Okay. Easy.
it is what it is, man.
Now it is what it is.
Everything's been dished out what it is, and let's learn and move forward. That's all that you can do from it.
Well, he lost money. He didn't get a fine.
You lost some money.
He lost some money. He lost some endorsements. He lost 8 days worth of pay. And here's the other reason why I say Adam threw him a lob.
What?
Because he can make all that money back through that $39 million bonus.
Now, I don't think he's gonna make all NBA team. I don't think he's gonna get no individual awards this year.
I think he'll make all NBA team because
maybe 3rd.
Because here's the thing, and that's the other thing I didn't see it on your docket, as you call it, which we should talk about a little later if we have time. The NBA is looking to set standards now. Like you have to play so many games
for MVP,
for all first team, for defensive player.
Well, I didn't bring it up because
No, it's fine. And so if Ja can make that all first team, he's gonna get that $40 million. So Adam Silver tossed him a lot. Because here's the thing:
I don't think he will. but-
players who've missed less have missed way more than him and have still made all first team.
That's true.
I think he'll get it.
He probably won't because it's a coach's
I don't think he will.
award.
Oh,
It looks it looks bad if he were to miss these games, and the reason for him missing this game, then he gets NBA all first team. It looks
Are you
bad.
okay with that?
Am I okay with that? Yeah, that's cool.
You know what? You're right, because the NBA is when it comes to black men especially, they're an accountable league. Because why isn't Kyrie a top 75 of all time?
You know what?
Exactly. So Ja may not make first team, and you're right.
He's
So-
not gonna make first. But
Yeah.
so this week, Damian Lillard was on. I think it's called Old Man and Three Guys and an Old Man and something like that. Whoever it is, it's JJ Redick's podcast, and he has some things to say, not only about the culture but about the ring culture that goes on in the NBA. He said he has some major issues with the NBA ring culture and what the league has become. He said he doesn't enjoy what the NBA is becoming. Now, I'm gonna swing this over to Dre because we kind of talked about this off mic. I really didn't have an issue with what Dame said. I think we can all agree here that Dame is a Hall of Fame player.
It's called Old Man in the Three.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The JJ Redick podcast.
Yeah, Old Man in the Three.
Mm.
But so I feel like, when it comes
Because he's
to
old and he can hit threes.
I know, I
guess.
get it, but I mean, like,
This is a lame name.
Wait, time out.
It's a lame name.
No,
It's a lame
no,
name. It's a lame
no.
name. I'm sorry. It's a lame name.
When we started this podcast, our underground episodes, we didn't even have a name because we literally went weeks thinking about a name. And it was
Exactly.
not as easy.
How
as
much
people
thought
think
did he
it
put
is.
into
so who
that?
made the name up for us?
You did.
Yeah,
Did I?
yeah.
You know you did.
Shut up.
No,
I
exactly.
really did. I really,
No, you did.
when you said that, I'm thinking like, what?
Yeah, we literally had 8 underground episodes without a name.
Mhm.
Without a name. I think
And
it
this is
was
my thing.
Sports Talk and
Sports talk. somebody-
Brothers Podcast. So I mean,
Yeah,
Nate,
I wanted to be something else. Then Keith was like 94 feet. I'm like, that's
and
it.
then because you were like 94 feet from one end of the floor to
The
the
other.
other. So I mean,
That's how Kesey broke it down. He was like, from 1 4, that's 94 feet. That's of course. I'm like, oh,
yeah. So
that's it.
meant an old man in the three
It's
signifies
lame.
he's old, but he can hit a three.
It's lame, and you know it. And the only reason we're not saying nothing about it is because it's JJ Redick.
94
it's
feet,
JJ
94
Redick.
feet sound real good.
Rolls off the tongue, is smooth.
And there's about 30 of them with the name. So you know it's
Hey.
What?
No,
Have you
it's-
ever searched the
I thought, it
94?
was, I thought it was like 8.
No,
it's like 4 or 5.
no. Remember when we were looking up numbers, 94 feet on all those LLCs?
Well, they don't record anymore. We do. So
So here's the thing about Dame. I feel like if Dame was a winner, he wouldn't have said those things.
how important is the ring?
It's very important. It's very important. It doesn't take away your place in history, but it asterisks it. I mean, look how they dog Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, the one thing people say about him, he don't have no rings, right? At the end of the day, Charles, before Charles was considered, before Tim Duncan, Charles Barkley was highly regarded as the greatest power forward ever. Was he not?
Okay, let me just correct because Dame is getting to the end of his career, and I feel like he's going to stay in Portland forever.
I don't.
I feel like he will, and I feel like that was kind of in. It was said, but it wasn't said in this
Bring him to
conversation.
Milwaukee.
Oh God, that one.
Right? He wants to be with Giannis. Bring him to Milwaukee.
Oh, I love that. We would have to give up too much though. My
We did
thing,
it for Crowder, so what was
No, he
giving up
didn't.
the rest of it? Yeah, we did.
we give a lot of draft picks.
That's a
And
lot.
Give me a draft pick that Milwaukee has took it to the next level.
It doesn't have to be Milwaukee, but second round draft picks. Draymond Green.
I'm talking about Milwaukee. I ain't talking about other teams. I'm talking about Milwaukee.
Michael Redd.
I'm talking about Milwaukee.
Didn't they draft Michael Redd?
We did draft Michael Redd. Where he at now?
He's retired. He got
And
hurt.
I don't know how he got on the parade. I don't know how he got on that bus. I don't know how he got on that bus.
Well, they let Brandon Jennings on.
I know. My point is, we drafted him too.
Yeah.
Milwaukee don't do a lot with their draft picks.
Yeah.
If
and
it wasn't for Giannis, we would not be doing much with our draft pick. We didn't
Yeah.
draft nobody on our team that's still there is making an impact.
yeah, I don't think
We're not a homegrown team.
I don't think Michael Redd was a second round pick anyway.
We got rid of some draft picks. Like
Nah,
Dirk.
that's
Dirk-
true.
We got rid of Dirk.
But Who knows if Dirk would have been Dirk if he came to Milwaukee?
No one knew Dirk was going to be Dirk out of college either.
And nobody knew Giannis was going to be Giannis.
That's true.
Because Tractor coming at the time was the hottest thing out of college.
When we got him, I was geeked.
Rest in peace.
When we got him, I was geeked.
Trailer. Yep. So
I love the Robert Tractor Trailer. Man.
I did.
I can't even lie.
Yeah, he was explosive when we first had him.
Was it? No. I said, did we get? No, we didn't draft. Okay, I thought we drafted Tim Thomas. We did.
No, he came to us from Chicago.
Ben Baker.
Philly.
Ben Baker.
A big dog.
Big dog.
The only person.
Ray Allen.
But he left.
But here's the thing. No, he was traded.
Well, he was traded.
Here's the thing. People were mad at us for trading Ray Allen for because he was drafted by Seattle.
And we got him
over Stephon Marbury, right? It was a swap. It was a swap. And people were mad at us about that. I'm glad we stuck with Ray. But back to your point, man, Dame, I feel like if he was winning and he had championships, he wouldn't be saying that because he's talking about he doesn't like what the NBA is becoming. You contribute to that culture.
How?
Load management.
Yeah, I don't think
load management.
I don't think Dame do that.
Shooting the three from wherever you want to on the floor.
That's Steph Curry. That's Steph Curry fault. Continue.
But he still does it.
Steph Curry fault. Continue.
Okay. And you're one of these superstars that use social media to complain about everything.
No.
Yeah,
he don't.
Michael Redd at number 10 too.
Yeah, he does. First round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First round. I didn't even know that. I thought he was second round.
I knew he was first round, but I didn't know what number he was.
Yeah, we do.
15.
Yeah,
no, he don't.
does.
No, he
yeah,
don't.
he does.
No, he don't.
Yes, he does.
No, he don't.
But we also drafted Kareem.
Are you still on that?
He left us.
We also drafted Dirk, as we said.
We traded
also,
for Tractor.
We also drafted Julius Erving.
Did we?
We traded him though, right?
Were we the Milwaukee Hawks at the time?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
We were the AB team.
We drafted him with the number. We drafted him with the number 3 pick.
And traded him for who?
It doesn't say who.
I
didn't even know that.
But going back, Damian Lillard stay low key. You know what Damian Lillard is? Damian Lillard is an old school basketball player, and his mentality is like, "Hey, I want to win for the city who drafted me. Hey, I don't want to go nowhere. Hey, I don't think that even if we don't win here, this is where I'm gonna be at." Dame has like 3 or 4 opportunities to get up out of there, and he always comes back. Okay, this roster is good enough. I think Dame is talking about his legacy and how the legacy of players look, because after they're gone, we do look at that. Have you won a ring or not? What have you done and stuff like that. So to me, I don't want to say this is him crying about it. And I will agree with you on this factor though, Dre, because if he had won a championship, I don't think he would have the same. I don't think he would have said that, but I think he would have mentioned it. But it's hard to say it if you win a championship doing what a person like KD did. That's why I don't want to hear what KD got to say about stuff, because like, dude, you left for a team that already beat you. So why would I take your perspective into consideration?
Kesey, I do not see no Julius Erving. Who are you talking about? That is misinformation. We did not draft Julius Erving.
So we still on this? We just gonna
I don't want people thinking we don't know what we're talking about here. But to your point, I mean, Dame Lillard, one thing I'll give him is he is loyal, but be loyal without championships. You've been loyal now. How long has Dame been with the Portland Trail Blazers?
8-9 years.
Yeah, I think it's been a little longer than that.
No.
Dame Lillard was drafted in the NBA. Which draft class? I think Dame was a part of the 2012 draft class, maybe 11, 12. Dame Lillard has been in the NBA at least 13 seasons. Okay, 13 seasons. He recently signed a $200 or so million contract extension. So you get your money and you start talking about you don't like where the NBA is going. If you don't like where the NBA is going, then leave.
No.
Hold up. Let me finish.
Okay.
Dame, you had a chance to become a winner. You chose loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA has showed that it's not loyal when LeBron left Cleveland on national TV. When Kevin Durant left his team after being up 3-1 in the finals. Hold up, I'll let you get to it. But Dame Lillard has a chance to rewrite history of his career.
Is this because
Dame-
last week?
No.
Trying to get your shine on?
No, I'm good. I got my shine on in the beginning. Dame could easily request a trade, and Portland would oblige.
Do you think? Okay, no, okay. Now everything you said was right. Here's my thing: we ridicule these players that do that. I ain't gonna hold you. I do. When KD do it, when Kyrie do it, when James Harden did it, these superstars who you can literally build a team around, when they do the stuff like, hey, I need to get up out of here. I want to, such and such. I ridicule them. I ridicule them because I feel like especially somebody like Kyrie Irving, where he'll say to the fans, "Hey man, I'm gonna be here forever."
Oh yeah, he's like,
or I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here as long as y'all want me to be here. And then what end up happening is you know what? I'm gonna get up out of here. I think this ain't the place for me. And when it comes to players like that, I can't trust y'all. I can't trust you. And the thing about Dame and Lillard is, I think that comes to not only pride, but it comes to morals and how I want to be looked at a basketball player when it's all said and done. Now, Dame Lillard is not going to win a championship in Portland.
No.
He believes he will. He believes they have a roster enough to win a championship in Portland, but I do not believe they will. I don't think anybody does. Because it's a small market and you don't get people to come there. Damian Lillard, he answers questions. Hey, who would you like to play with? Giannis Antetokounmpo. All right, cool. Giannis is not going to recruit him. And he's not going to recruit Giannis to Portland.
And we're not giving a.
So we're just left, right? So we just left. We just left in this. Okay, that's who we want to play with. That's it. I always commend somebody for sticking with their guns and believing in their team.
Milwaukee,
you said
we thought Giannis was going to leave.
Y'all, some of people still believe Giannis is going to leave after his contract is up. I don't believe he's going to leave.
So they were going to draft Julius Erving, but the Atlanta Hawks. Hold on, listen to this. This is funny. I get what you're saying, but this is funny.
What? Go ahead.
The Atlanta Hawks signed Julius Erving on a sneaky contract out of college, which then ended up going to court. And they were saying his contract was voided because the team he played for before the Hawks gave him an invalid contract. So the Bucks lost their rights to Julius Erving because of that.
Oh, this was the Milwaukee Hawks.
It was the Milwaukee Bucks. This was like when Kareem just got here and he was on fire.
Oh, his rookie year?
Yeah.
69?
Was it 69? 72, 73. Yeah. Season. So it was a lot of things back then that
actually you are right. 1972, is that a different Julius? No, in 1972, the Milwaukee Bucks, when the NBA was known as the ABA,
because I know he played like a couple years in the ABA.
He ended up going to Philly. He was drafted the number 12 pick by the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, the other stuff, I don't know where you got that from, but
I was reading some other stuff. I read a little deep into
it. So you are correct. I didn't scroll enough. You are right.
It was some cheating stuff going on back then.
So now, if you look at Bucks' history of drafting, what the heck were we thinking?
Nobody knew except for Julius Erving.
But they knew. They were saying it. They knew. Everybody knew Julius Erving.
Everybody knew him by then. But besides him, we never knew. And we never drafted like.
But just think, though, if we would have had Kareem and Julius at the same time.
I mean, perfect. We've had
Bobby Dandridge. All them cats are in the same class. Oh my goodness!
The Bucks literally would have had an all-star team.
An all-star team.
We would have got Oscar Robertson. Oh yeah, we would have, because he got traded here.
It was much years later too. So, but anyway, man, Dame Lillard. At some point, loyalty looks bad, and now Dame seems like the bitter ex.
I don't.
Bro,
really.
He's an active player. When you're an active player, you don't get on TV and say, I don't like what the league is becoming.
An older player.
11 seasons to me is not old. Not in NBA. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Ron is in what? 17? He's
18,
old.
19.
He's old.
20.
He's old. Kevin, he's old. Dame, you don't be an active player and become critical because you're not winning.
Do you think that's the
Hold
only
up.
reason? Do you think it's the only reason?
That's the only reason. If Dame
the
was
only
number,
reason.
if Portland was the number 1 seed, you wouldn't hear Dame talking nothing. If Portland had finals, what do y'all call it? Pedigree. Dame wouldn't be talking nothing.
Did you just say he don't have?
Dame sounds like a bitter player because he can't win the big ones. Dame, you don't say that. You don't like what the NBA is becoming? Fine. Then make your situation better. You gave Portland 11 years.
This is my thing.
Casey, back me up. You gave them 11 years. Go and win a title.
All right, okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like if Dame left, he wouldn't be ridiculed?
He would not.
Would
He
you?
would
I'll
not.
ask this question. Do you feel like it depends on where he went?
No, I mean,
If he went to LA,
at this point, no, because again, people aren't running to play with LeBron. People are running away from LeBron. LeBron is not the player of 10 years ago.
mm-hmm.
He's going on season 19 next year.
Yeah, but don't act like. Hold on a second. Now, here's the thing. Number one, LeBron still can put up 20.
He can't.
He's not going on season 19.
What?
next
What
year.
is he?
He's already in season 20.
Okay, so
You
But he can put up- but he-
put
So put your
Listen.
shot glasses out.
you can't keep blaming Dame for what Portland has put around him. It's
Dame
not
got $200 million.
It doesn't matter. It's not
They
his.
suck yesterday. They suck again today.
Oh, wait, play that again.
This is
Portland suck
yesterday.
again today. They suck again.
I'm not gonna do that to Portland.
But listen, there's 30 teams in the league,
Mhm.
and there's not a team in the league that wouldn't trade for Dame right now.
I literally
But
just
at
said that.
But at the same time, where does the loyalty stand in the league anymore? There is no more loyalty.
No, there definitely isn't.
So
I
like,
just said that
so
too.
he's the last of a dying breed. If you look at it,
Giannis.
Giannis, we don't know about Giannis yet. He got one big contract from us. Who knows what he's gonna do with the second one?
exactly.
No one can offer him more than Milwaukee.
You right?
Only
But
way he
who
can get
says
more.
he wants to stay in Milwaukee?
Well, if the weather changes, and now here's the thing: if we don't win another title, then I can see Giannis going on the West Coast and teaming up. But here's the thing: Dame, with number 11 under his belt, he owes Portland nothing. But for him to make comments like that are irresponsible, because you're a part of the league. You're a part of it. You make those comments when you retire. You don't tarnish.
I
and
think you
bring-
would say the same thing. Even if he retired, you'd be like, "Well, damn it, we didn't win, though." So.
No.
Oh, they would ridicule him worse.
No.
because
Like-
then they would say he really better because he ain't never won a title
Yeah, but you
and he's
still-
done playing.
but it's a
But he's still playing, and he's saying how the league is changing and how he don't like
I
the
think
direction of it.
I think that's the difference. Is like it's a difference between an old man sitting on the bench, and if you retire, say, I don't like the way the league is looking. Well, you retired. Of course you don't.
right.
But if you
Right.
if you still in the league, you can say that. You can say, "Hey, I don't like the way the league is looking right now." And he's a veteran, just like at the All-Star game where LeBron was like, "What up, OG?" And he was like, "Whoa, I'm still a young." He's like, "No, you're an OG now."
To Dame.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Dame is one of these guys who. That's what I'm saying. Like he has he's done the time. He's loyal. I think this is one of those things where we're gonna look back one of these days and be like, you know what, Dame,
You was
you were
right.
right.
Okay. So
Because right now we have I need to go because I think we can all agree at this table that you can't win a championship by yourself.
no, you need 2 or 3 great players.
2 or 3 great players. Now, here's the thing
Or
about
one
that.
great and 2 good. Hence Giannis.
I get that.
Mhm.
So my thing about that, I don't want to say that because Portland got
Oh boy.
good players. What you gotta say, Keith?
I'm just looking at his.
I know his
nonverbals
face
'cause
said
I
he got
know-
something to say.
And he's
But my
about to
thing
LeBron
is-
this thing up.
I ain't have nothing to say about the LeBron. I'm just disappointed in your thoughts on Dame and
Why?
what you think of him. That's
I didn't.
crazy,
no,
man.
I did not. I'm not. Did I say anything bad about Dame?
I'm not saying that you said anything bad, but I'm just saying the way you thinking of him, like he's bitter and
Is he not? Does
He's
he not? Did he not come off? Be honest. Did he not
think he
come
did.
off?
I don't
sounding
think-
a
I think he
little
did.
I don't
bitter?
think he
I
did
think he
because
did.
he can still request a trade just like everybody else do, but at the same time, he's not if I can't beat him, I'm gonna join him type of player.
Not yet. Not
I
yet.
don't think he ever will.
94 Feet Nation, chime in. Do you think Dame was bitter in his comments? Tag us on Facebook, on Twitter, comment on IG. Was Dame bitter in his comments when he said he doesn't like what the NBA is becoming.
And if you think
It's one thing to be critical of the refs.
and if you think Dre is being bitter
Dame
over
ain't-
Dame,
Dame ain't did nothing to me.
leave us a comment.
Critical. If he's being critical,
If
of
he's
that.
being too critical of him.
If you think Kesey's never not critical of LeBron, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, if you think Dre is not critical of Steph
He
and his
never-
Warriors,
I just posted on Instagram about the Warriors being anyway. So
Yeah,
then
he
let me
ain't
ask
post- he
you.
ain't
Let me
post-
let me
he
let me
ain't
play.
post nothing about the Bucks.
that's his scapegoat.
Let
He
me
ain't
let me
post nothing
play.
about the Bucks.
Let me
though.
play GM real quick then. So
He ain't post nothing about the Bucks.
if we're the Bucks, if we're the Milwaukee Bucks, that's a lie, and
Mhm.
you're the GM.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling Portland. One of y'all Portland. Ring, ring, ring. Who gonna be the GM of Portland?
What's up? I'm Portland.
So
How
this
you
is,
doing?
this is Andre Douglas, the GM of the Milwaukee Bucks. We're gonna give you Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and 2 future first-round unprotected draft picks for Dame Lillard.
And I got the roster I got now.
Yes.
I can't. I'll give you
You
Middleton.
said no?
I'm,
No.
I'm
That's
saying
the deal.
no. I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
Easy.
You the Bucks and you just called and asked me that.
Yes.
I mean, you the Bucks and you
Yes.
just called me in Portland and told me you want Dame, but you're going to give me Chris Middleton.
Holiday and 2 future first-round draft picks.
That's too much.
Do you give it up? But Lillard's the man, right?
Well, there is a man.
Do you take it?
I can't give you both.
No,
I
Okay.
would never.
I can't give you
Same.
both.
I would never.
I can't give you both. Now you can take Drew, or you can take Middleton. I'll let you pick which one you want, and I give you 2 first-round picks. But I'm not giving you both.
You almost have to take Holiday because you can't run with 2 point guards on the team.
Holiday is multifaceted. He can play shooting guard,
Well,
or Dame
really
can play shooting guard.
because that's
Yes,
all he do. But
exactly.
he likes the ball in his hand. He likes the ball. In his hand.
Sometimes he do, but he can play shooting guard. He can play off.
But let's be honest, Portland, if it ever came down to a trade,
Portland
they
would
would
trade.
demand the kitchen sink.
They would, and I think they will. And they're right in there.
because Dame is a generational type player.
He is.
Of losing.
I'm gonna move.
I mean, no, because when y'all make comments like that, what makes him a generational type of player? What has he done that's so generational that people are gonna? Yes, he's a great player. Let me finish. Yes, he's a great player.
Mhm.
Is he a 75 great? Nah, he shouldn't have been on there before Kyrie. No, he shouldn't have. Okay, but to say that Dame is a generational player, that's a reach. That's a big reach.
I think Dame.
Hold up. What has he done that's memorable that hasn't been done?
Can I answer the question?
I will once I educate. Jordan is a generational player. LeBron is a generational player. KD is a generational
Go
player.
ahead and say it.
Giannis is a generational
Go
player.
ahead and say it.
Steph is a generational player.
So what makes Steph a generational player?
Championships.
Here we go.
The best shooter of all time as regarded by his peers. Ain't nobody saying that about Dame.
So
Dame is a superstar. Hold up.
my question-
Dame is a superstar. Yes, he is. He's a prolific scorer.
Let me ask you a question then.
He is.
Before you go any further, let me ask you
I'm
a question.
done. I just want to know what
Let
makes
me
him a
ask you a question.
generational
Since
player.
you said Steph is a generational player, you plug in Steph on Portland and you put Dame on Golden State. Is Golden State still have their championships?
Same outcome.
Same. Because Golden State built through the draft.
So then why can't he be a generational player too then?
What has he done that makes him a generational player?
It goes.
What records has he broken?
if you give him that roster that Steph had with another generational shooter
Like Clay?
like Clay,
Didn't he have one in CJ McCollum?
what? No, he is not a CJ McCollum is okay. Come on, man.
You know what's funny? Here's the thing, Keezy.
CJ McCollum is okay.
CJ McCollum
Is okay, but he ain't no Clay.
He's not Clay because Steph Curry demands that much of attention. If you put Dame,
But you see how much
Dame and Steph are interchangeable. I agree with you. But my thing is with Steph is that my thing about Steph is I'm trying to think I think they're interchangeable. And I feel like when you have CJ McCullough is almost the same. He's just a little bit smaller than Clay. Clay is 6'8". He can play small forward or he can play shooting guard. McCullough is like 6'3", 6'4". He's a shooting guard, and that's all he really does is shoot. But I feel like I said before, they're interchangeable.
And let's not act like, I'm just going to give you an assist. Let's not act like Portland doesn't always start the season in number 1 or 2. Let's not act like they don't. They just don't finish. So you're
let's
calling
not forget.
him a
Let's not forget.
one-generational player?
Let's not forget. Steph never showed up in the finals.
But this isn't about Steph.
Here,
He
check
has
this out.
4 championships.
This my thing
Not
about
because-
that.
Finals MVP.
Okay, but he had a squad that helped him get them championships. It wasn't all him.
So what's the difference from Portland starting at 1?
They don't
being
have that
15-3.
because,
They don't have-
like I tell you, until you get to game 20, you don't feel your legs getting tired. And I say this every single season.
you do. My thing about that is this.
What makes him a generational player?
He is the
He's just as
best.
good as them.
He is the
Good
best.
as who?
Hold on a second. I'm going to
Steph.
tell you. I'm about to tell you. He is the second.
You don't
He is the second or third best shooter in the league besides Steph
You don't think he's just as good as Steph?
I
in
do
shooting.
not.
And shooting.
In shooting, he's top 3.
Okay,
But
that's once in a generational talent.
how many MVPs does Damian Lillard have?
None.
How many does Steph have?
I don't know. 2.
2.
Mm-hmm.
How many championship appearances does Damian Lillard have?
None.
How many does Steph have? 6.
Wait, look, we already know the.
No,
accolades. We
y'all
all-
brought it up, so let's talk about it.
But I
you
just-
know,
but
you
you-
said
but
what
you-
makes
so-
Steph
so-
better than Dame?
but you
So-
keep, but you
Who's
keep,
the number
but
1?
You're
but you
asking.
keep-
player
but
of
you-
all time?
You're asking what,
Who's the
what
number
makes
you
one?
him.
asking what
You're
you
asking
asking why is he a
what is-
generational
I'm
I'm not
player?
gonna be like y'all, so I'm gonna be quiet.
No, you're not. I'm not saying that he.
He's the worst person in the world to have an argument with, man. I swear.
No, don't
he
do
is
that.
the pettiest mother. God, no.
Because he's switching up the question, and
No,
the
I'm
question
asking-
was
Oh, yeah,
the
He's
question
very
was
good at manipulating
he
words.
is.
as
Oh,
we
he
can
definitely
tell.
is. He's a politician. The point is, you asked the question: how is he a generational talent? The separator is rings. Is rings. That's the only separator. And MVPs, fine.
Who has better handles? Steph.
Steph,
Dame. You seen Dame pat the rock?
he has.
You seen Steph at the rock?
Exactly. They pat the everything that Steph can do, Dame can do. The only difference is Dame never had the team that Steph had
I will
to
give you
be an NBA champion.
that. I will give you that.
So then blame the Portland Trailblazers
I,
management.
ain't that what I just said?
He said that.
So So before you commit criminal assault, in which I'm going to sue you for, the bottom line is Dame is a great player, but to call him generational is a reach because the basketball gods will look back and say Dame was good, but he wasn't the best in his era.
Hall of Famer, yes or no?
Easy, first ballot.
Well, okay, then.
There's a ton of Hall of Famers though
This Steph is not a generational player then because he's not the best in his era.
of shooting
Because
point guards.
because LeBron is the best of that
shoot-
era.
He's the
KD is
he-
better
he's
in
the-
their era.
He's the second GOAT, but we're talking
Come
about
on now, right?
we're talking about shooting point guards.
What year did KD come in? What
Who's
year did
better than
Steph come
Steph?
in?
Who's better than
So who's
Steph?
a better generational player then?
Who's
Oh.
better than Steph
Clay-
from the point
I mean,
guard
Steph
position?
or-
Don't even answer
or
because
KD?
you won't even look at me.
Steph or,
Who's the
Steph
better
or KD?
who's the better shooting point guard of this era? Who's better than Steph Curry of this era? Of the last 10 years,
Shooting?
shooting point
It
guard,
takes
who's
more.
better?
It takes
Oh,
more than just
yeah.
shooting to be the generational talent.
Who's better than Steph of this era of point guard?
Dre, I don't. Nobody disagrees with you that
That's the
Steph
point he's not
Curry.
understanding.
No, Steph Curry.
It could be Kyrie. He's about the
No.
second.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Steph Curry is the best shooter of this generation. Best shooter of this generation.
Hands down.
Now, with that being established, that alone, it doesn't put you at generational talent all time. That just puts you on a list of the greatest shooters.
I didn't say
There's
it
a
did.
lot
I
of
gave
great
you a lot of stats.
There's a
Put
lot
on
of
this
you
generation.
gave me a lot of accolades. So hold on a second though. My thing about this is this. Let's not act like where you at doesn't determine how you end. Because him being in Portland has a lot to do with what Dame is being seen as. If Dame went to the Lakers,
Can you pause for a second? Can you just pause for 1 second?
okay.
See, here's why I have a sports issue with you both. Because when it was LeBron, You know what you said?
What I say?
Do it with the team you got. So now Dame can't do it with the team he got. Yeah.
Did you see Dame? Did you see Dame's roster?
Did you see LeBron's roster that you often remind us that he took to the finals? He took Larry Hughes to the finals. He took Varejao to the finals. Those are your words. Your words. Did you see the team LeBron had that he took to the finals?
And he's the generational player. Did you see the teams that Dame took to the playoffs?
That's the point.
Did you see the teams? And 90% of the players he's played with aren't even in the league no more.
Well, I'll say this. This is what I'll say.
90% of the players he's played with are not in the league no more.
Hold on. When we were off mic, Dre, you said that like when it comes to LeBron James, we expected this. When it comes to KD, we expected this. They were drafted 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Damon Lillard was not drafted that high. So when Portland picked him up, it wasn't like, oh, this guy's going to take us to a different place. All of a sudden, Dame started getting hot. Dame started getting noticeable. He has a lot
Lillard was the 6th pick. That's high.
That's top high. 10. That's top 10.
That's high.
Hold on a second.
By
that's
year two,
that's
Dame,
top 10.
By year 2, Dame was a all-star.
But Dame worked hard for everything he got. He worked hard.
I'm not saying he didn't.
I know what you're saying. And for me, I don't know about generational player is such a strong description of somebody.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And I feel like Dame doesn't get a lot of credit, and I think that I'm saying that you're being critical of him because he's not a once a generational player, and I'm just saying like does ring really mean that you're that guy? Because hold on a second though, real quick, because like last week we had a very heated debate about Draymond Green.
Oh, I remember.
And Draymond Green is to me not a once a generational player. He's just a guy on the team that is good. And all the credit should really go towards Steph Curry and sometimes Klay Thompson. So, but when you say you got 4 rings and stuff like that, it gives you a little bit of boost. I think Dame's point was just because I ain't got 4 rings, don't think I'm not one of these other guys that y'all keep giving praise to.
So he's a lot like Charles Barkley then.
You can put him in that category.
So let's say he's a great player, which I said. So you said I'm being critical of Dame, but all I'm doing is making a sports debate. I'm not being critical of Dame. I didn't call him a loser.
You didn't say loser, but you said hold on. But you said he's doing a lot of crying, and if he had a ring, if he didn't cry literally, but I don't think I don't think he's doing a lot of crying either. I think he's just making a judgment.
Yeah,
I think he's just making a judgment.
Dame Lillard, and I want the sports world to know I like Dame. I pick him whenever he's on fantasy, right? Dame is a prolific scorer, right? I can't say shooter, prolific scorer.
Thank you.
One of the best scorers in the game of basketball.
Yeah.
Dame has a chance to go win a title. He gave Portland 10 years, loyalty school. But to say he's a generational player, I think is a reach when you don't give Steph those flowers. That's all I'm saying. And if you look at his draft class, the people that was drafted over Dame, Anthony Davis went number 1 that year. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, where's he at now? You don't even hear about him.
Garbage.
Bradley Beal, injured. Dion Waiters, not in the league. Thomas Robinson, who? Dame Lillard, Harrison Barnes, Terrence Ross, Drummond Rivers, Myers Leonard, who just got picked up by the Bucks, Jeremy Lamb, Kendall Marshall, John Henson, Maurice Harkins, Royce White, Tyler Zeller, and a bunch of other people who no longer play. So what we can say about Dame is he is arguably the second best to come out of his draft class. Some might say first, because I'll put him over Anthony Davis because to be a big man, Anthony Davis has had a disappointing career to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's a walking double-double, but so is Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to give Dame his flowers. He's the best from his draft class.
All right.
There.
Moving on, I sent you guys.
You good, Kesey?
He said no.
You sure?
The 5 players with the most pressure going into these NBA playoffs. I'm gonna go 5 and all the way up.
Gave me the hand. Who gave me the? He was like,
Number. I sent y'all the list.
Love you.
Can we y'all do this later? If y'all want to have a hug in the parking lot, that's on y'all.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna go on the top 5 players with the most pressure going into the playoffs. If y'all want to change this list up,
Totally.
if y'all want to change, if y'all want to change
this,
this list up, y'all go ahead.
go ahead.
You got number 5,
Are
Paul
you
George.
playing the audio from it? Or
Nah.
no? Okay.
It was like it's too late.
Mhm.
5, Paul George. Number 4, Joel Embiid. Number 3, Kyrie Irving. Number 2, KD. Number 1, Joker. Now, since I unfortunately I had the clip, but it's a little too long for the time we have today. Plus, our producers go, don't you touch it. What do you guys think? Nah, that's right. What do you guys think about this list? I think I went in a little different order. I do think all of these guys, from maybe except for Kyrie Irving, has a lot to prove. I don't think Kyrie Irving has a lot to prove just because I don't see him staying with Dallas. The word on the street is that the Lakers are good with their team. They probably not gonna go off the Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie Irving should actually stay in Dallas because nobody else want him or those problems. And your skill set can only get you so far in the NBA, unfortunately. What do you guys think about this list from the Herd?
Keith, would you like to go first?
It's on you, man.
Dude, depressed.
Look,
Not
man, look,
fine and dandy.
all I know is this.
Life goes on, man.
I'm gonna say this, man.
Thanks to the glory of God.
Hallelujah. Jesus. I'm gonna just say this, man.
What?
Don't act like you ain't from the church where
I
you can
am.
let out a hallelujah sometimes.
I ain't got time for that. It's 20.
Hey,
It's,
Keezy, move over, bro.
it's-
We don't want that lightning to strike
look, man, it's
us when it
20.
comes down.
It's 2023. Ain't got time. Ain't got time for that. Go
All
ahead.
right, so I like this list. Remind the folks of the commentator that made this list.
I don't know his name. He's from the Herd. The show on Fox.
Is it Israel? Was it Israel Gutierrez?
Something like that.
So here we go. I'm gonna switch number 1 and number 2. I'm gonna say KD has the most pressure because once again he's in a winning situation, but they're also very injury prone. But I don't want no excuses. And then I'm gonna say Joker is number 2 because I fully expect Joker to win his 3rd straight MVP. But you got to win the big games. Win in May, win in April, ultimately win in June. Kevin Durant has not proven that he can carry a team to the playoffs, right? Since he left OKC. He's been on Brooklyn. You know, he left to join Brooklyn. He left to join Golden State. KD is clearly the best player on the Phoenix Suns, right? He will be. I believe Devin Booker will be the Batman to his, will be the Robin to his Batman. Chris Paul has not been Batman in years. KD has a chance to do something, I believe, special with Phoenix. And I believe if healthy, Phoenix can potentially get it done. But as I said, when the trade went off, championship or bust for the Phoenix Suns. So KD's first.
So that put for you that puts it on KD.
KD's first, Joker second. Joel Embiid can never get it done. So I don't. And Kyrie, the Mavericks aren't that good to get it done. So to have Kyrie on this list is bogus.
No, I'm talking about. Oh, you said the Mavericks aren't that good.
Yeah, the Mavericks aren't that good. So why is Kyrie on there and not Luka?
Kyrie is on there because of his wishy-washy attitude that he has had towards teams in the past. To me, I think he had a good. I'm gonna put Joker on there just because because he's about to win his 3rd MVP.
You want him on there first?
Yeah, he's on there for me. He's on there first just because he's going to win his 3rd MVP, but he hasn't been to a conference finals. He has to start delivering because I don't care what you do in the season. To be honest with you,
No, real talk.
to me, the second on the list is Joel Embiid, just because he's in the same position. He hasn't been to a conference finals, and he's usually they usually last couple of years they've ended the season on a pretty good high note, like being the 3rd seed, 2nd seed, 4th seed, stuff like that. So if you in your season in top 5 position, you still haven't been to a conference finals, and it's a repeat thing, I feel like you owe that team at least a conference final appearance. KD, not so much, just because this is a mid-season trade. I think next year it could turn into something else. That to me next year would be. And then as far as Paul George and Kyrie, Paul George, I don't think he is that guy we think he is. I think he's just a good, solid player on both ends of the court, and that's it. And then Kyrie, to me, he's leaving next year regardless. So I don't want to put no pressure on him. I wouldn't put that much pressure on him anyway.
Agreed.
What do you think, Kesey?
I think to me, the biggest one on the list is Playoff P.
It's number one, really.
I love it.
Playoff P.
Why?
He ain't got it done.
But-
Every team he's been on, even when he went to OKC with Russ and Carmelo,
Mm-hmm.
and they put it together, it didn't work.
But my thing is this: like, what
He
crowd
don't.
was you
He
at?
doesn't show up in the playoffs,
You don't.
And he over there playing.
and he's
GM.
on a super max contract. So how can you be on a super max contract and you can't even get them to the finals yet?
That's true.
And he's playing GM. Let's not forget that he was the loudest voice in bringing in Russie, and that experiment has not been good.
That's what they say. I don't know if that's 100% true, but
Well,
if
it is not true.
that he co-signed for Russie,
He definitely co-signed for him. Kawhi was like, "Who? Are you about to do the LA? Yeah, that guy in LA. Yeah, he's good for you." Like, what? Okay. He was like, "No, man, let's get him." And they got him, and they've been struggling ever since. But that's a whole neither here nor there.
they was already struggling.
It was.
But everybody want to blame it on Russie.
Hey, it don't look good.
Yeah, when you go to
so-
0-7 when he come.
Exactly. So so you said that's your number one. My number one is, like I said, is Joker.
Yeah, he number two.
He number
mine.
two?
He
Okay.
number two. PG number one. He number two.
Mm-hmm.
What about KD, bro?
KD is 3. Embiid is 4. And 5 was who was the last player?
Kyrie.
Kyrie is 5.
He shouldn't even be on the list.
He really
He
should.
shouldn't be on the list.
I don't think. Yeah.
Why is KD 3 and not 2 or 1 for you? Because I thought our feelings were kind of the same about KD, kind of
Because
being a bandwagon.
the only reason why is because you think about that Brooklyn team he had and he played against the Bucks. He put on a show.
Yes,
He
did.
put on a show.
He did.
So I gave him credit for that to get him on at least number 1.
Yeah.
So he's 2-3. It's between him and Joker at 2-3.
Mhm.
But Joker got to do something, man.
Yeah.
I'm tired of these stat stuff. Is because when Russell does it, everybody is very critical of him. They
Very
better
true.
get on his heels if he don't do something this year.
Now, you said an interesting comment. Playoff P, is it really on Playoff P or is it on Kawhi? Because no one signed Playoff P to be the leader of a franchise.
But
They signed him to be a backup or role.
but he plays so bad in the playoffs. Do you remember he was shooting shots off the side of the backboard?
That was one shot, Casey. Jesus Christ, let it go.
No, it was more than one. He did it like 3 times in the series.
He
It was-
said,
it
let
was-
you forget.
First of all, it was 3 different games. Okay, give him a break.
Playoff P, though. I mean, he earned that name for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get it done in the playoffs, right?
All these guys got to get done
But
in the playoffs.
they do. But at the same time, what makes me make it worse for playoff P is because I really like Paul George,
You
I'll
do.
give you that.
and that's what kills me about it. Like
You've been a
I
fan
really-
for a long time.
I've been a fan of PG for a long time. Back when he was in Indiana, before he even blew up on the
Indiana. I mean, before you blew up on Miami,
on Miami.
Remember when they thought they was going to beat Miami?
I thought they was gonna be.
Him and Danny Green?
I thought he was.
I thought he was. He almost
I
did it
was
by
hoping
himself.
he did because I liked it, Paul George, at that time, dude.
when he dunked
But
on
he
Birdman,
ain't-
I thought it was a rap. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
He did smash on Birdman.
I thought he was a rap after that.
But
was
playoff
this
P,
is another
he
level.
carry himself like he the alpha dog, but he don't play like the alpha dog when the playoffs come.
When the playoffs come, he don't. I'll give you that. This has been another.
We got awards.
We'll do next week.
Okay.
We got this has been another very colorful, argumentative.
Not argumentative. We
It is
didn't
more
argue.
argumentative. We have great sport debate here, and it gets passionate because we are passionate about the sports of basketball. This is like I said before, 94 feet.
A
This is your
little
boy
bit
Big
of
Z. A little bit of that.
A little bit of what?
He's a little bit of hating. He said, 94 feet. This your boy Big Z.
And it wasn't even directed towards you.
Can we? Can we?
It's your boy Dre, the one and only Dre XD.
Oh, all right. You could use when to go into a whole thing.
You want to be great.
It's
Listen
been,
to us on.
it's been good people.
Can you get?
Okay, go ahead. Go
It's
Marquette.
been another good episode. Good people.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Keep
You-
tuning in.
Yeah, you can catch us on all streaming platforms. You can also catch us on all social media platforms. Please check out our YouTube page because some of the faces we be making, you got to see, not hear. Agree with us.
Probably not.
94
94 Feet
Feet.
Nation.
Peace.